Welcome. My name is Douglas Getz, and you've found your way to the Diving and Thriving podcast. Here, we have enlightening conversations about how we can better navigate this sometimes crazy world we live in. From refreshing spiritual perspectives to tips about personal growth, the focus here is about how we can become better human beings. So I'd like to thank you for being here today, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Yo, my buddy.
What's up? What's up?
What's good, Josh?
How you
Yo,
doing?
man, I'm happy to have gotten you on here on the Diving and Thriving podcast.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here. I love the name.
Yeah, man. It came to me. I don't know. I was just like, I wanted to do a self-improvement or self-development podcast. I was always into like improving myself and like gravitated toward that shit. And so I was like, diving and thriving. All right, that works.
That works.
Came up with 2 words. And I was like,
Nice little puzzle piece, bro. It's always about the puzzle pieces, fitting them together.
Yeah, then it works. But it was funny. You said it to me maybe like a month ago, and you were like, "Yo, you should start up that podcast again."
Yes.
That's a fair point. Yeah. And I was like, as you said it to me, I was like, dude, you should be like the first person back on the podcast.
And now we're here.
I was like, hey, you're like such a perfect person to interview. And like,
I appreciate that. Hey, you're a perfect person to be interviewing people.
Thank you, my brother.
We got this dream team going on right here, right now.
Bro, it's like, it's so much fucking fun. And then like the whole rave scene that you and I are into, and as well as DJing and like all the facets of that stuff is so much fun.
Dude, I was gonna say, being a part, like, as you know, being a part of this community, like, you meet so many different people with so many different like nuggets of information of life. Like, you're sitting there, you're vibing at a show, you're listening to music, you could be minding your own business. All of a sudden, some guy just comes up and taps you, and he just gives you this like little nugget of gold. Like, he just gives you this little piece of information. And then, like, you wake up the next morning and you're like, dude, some dude told me to like fix my life last night. I don't even know how he knew me. Like,
yeah.
It's like that, man. It's very spiritual. A lot of energy going around, especially in the crowd, man. Especially in the crowd. So, like, for us, sometimes we get, we're behind the decks and, we're not as like paying attention to everything that's going on around us. But it's a lot of energy, man. A lot of energy.
Bro, it's one of the coolest things I've found. And it's like, it's so easy for me to settle into the community and the whole group. And like, it's so much good energy, good vibes. I like, bro, one of my favorite things is walking around the Ave or walking around like a rave and just seeing the countless people that I know. Like, this shit is so good. It's like, oh, yo, I know you. I remember you from like 3 months ago. How the fuck are you?
It's fun too because like people travel all the time. So it's like you'll see somebody at a festival like a year ago, and then randomly you just see them at like a venue near you. And you're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? Like,
yeah, those reoccurring meetups are fucking awesome. They really are.
And then we always have those friends who are like in the scene, but they're not really in the scene.
Yeah,
they only pop out every once in a while, and when they do pop out, it's like one of those like historic moments. Like,
yeah. My boy Evan's like that. He's pretty in the scene, but you may see him.
Evan, yeah,
love he might have split out to go. No, he's still here. His truck's still here, so he'll say what's up at some point.
Yeah, definitely. No, we love Evan, man.
Fucking right, man.
Yeah, I think we need more. I think it's like we need more people that like are, balanced. You know what I mean? Because there's so many times I feel like, we have friends that are in the scene. It's either they're like all in it or like they're all not. And it's like it's really good to have like those people who are kind of like on the edge. You know what I mean? Like they're in the scene, but it's not like their complete whole life. Like gotta keep you grounded a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's easy to dive into it all the way.
You can get lost quick.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, depending on what things you dabble in.
I mean, my friend, I think I introduced you to my boy Chris, and Nick. I just Chris goes to the Ave all the time. Like he's been going there like for as long as we've been going there almost, but I've never seen him, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like you barely ever see the guy. Mm-hmm. But then Nick, he's like the new guy. he's been going with us a couple weeks now, and I'm over here like, dude, you might be a lot deeper than you expected already. It's been like last like 3 weeks. He's been with us every single like day on the weekend, like out and shit. I'm like, yeah, you're being baptized right now in the rave. Give it like a couple weeks, and like we're not even gonna be going to shows. He's gonna be going by himself.
Yeah, yeah, he's inviting you.
Exactly.
I found
That's
this
it's
underground thing.
happening,
You coming
man.
through?
Hmm?
He'll be saying, "Yo, I found this underground event. You coming through?"
It's how it starts, man. And then all of a sudden, like a year has gone by. You're booked out. You're wearing freaking pashminas everywhere you go. You have a collection of candy, and and you're probably gonna drive 2 hours to go see your favorite DJ. Like,
Yeah, yeah, and that shit's so much fun too.
I
Like,
think it is. The road trips is a
bro,
part of it's a part of it, man. You
yeah,
went to we went to Elements, man. I mean, like, dude, that was a little bit of a drive. Well,
yeah, yeah. That's like, dude, I went to Bonnaroo this past year. So like that was a 12-hour, 12 and a half hour drive that turned to 16 hours after like all stops included. And bro, it was like
you was
it
stopping
was
every hour, my guy.
yeah, yes. And like fucking I went with Evan and we're leaving. Our start time to leave is it was like 11 p.m. Sunday night. Yeah, so that was like our leave time, 11 p.m. Sunday, because we had to get there between like 12 and 4 to check in.
Yeah, yeah. Those
Leave it,
early arrivals, they have those windows.
leave at 11, get there at like 2 p.m. We're like, oh, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And we're driving down there and we're getting past like Delaware, like right through getting into Maryland. And we had like some road sodas that we were gonna drink. And we were like, I was like, let's get past the state line a little bit first. And then we hit this like major, like 45-minute delay traffic jam. And was like, oh, well,
Road sodas.
this is a perfect time to drink these.
Perfect,
And like
literally.
crack them, drinking some Angry Orchard, smoking some weed. And we're like, this couldn't be a better start to this fucking trip, to this adventure.
Play some good fucking tunes, man, and
Yeah.
enjoy, dude.
It
Enjoy.
was, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, dude. I think there's a very it's a I don't know if it's unappreciated. I can't say that. I feel like it's definitely more appreciated in like the more mature crowd of raving. But like, man, those you make those road trips fun. You put those a part of the adventure. Like, you it's like when you go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? You make that road trip. You know what I mean? You stop at everywhere you can fucking
Yeah.
stop. Like, you know what I mean? You take a road trip that's supposed to be fucking like 16, 24 hours and turns into 2, 3 days because everybody's idiots and everyone's stopping every 45 minutes. Like that's a part of the process. And by the time
Yeah.
you get there, you're exhausted, probably a little bit irritable, and you're probably still gonna go see a set before you set up camp.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Depending on
bro.
what time you get there. I mean, no, how many times you get there and it's like the pre-party is starting and you're like, fuck, like, what do I do? Do I set up camp or do I run straight to the music? Like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a debate right there. What I love
Personally,
seeing, what I love seeing are the people that go from like festival to festival, volunteering at each fest or working at each fest. Bro, they can make their whole summer doing that.
I know a lot of people, especially Electric Forest. They love their volunteers and stuff like that. And, they give you, and if you're smart enough, you work the early days. You know what I mean? You volunteer early, so you get those early slots. You get the pre-party and everything like that. So then for the actual festival, you're just chilling out in there. And at
Yeah.
that point, all the security, all the people working. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
speaking of, man, tell me, you stayed after Elements for an extra like 3 days, man. Like, what happened there? I'm like checking Snapchat. I'm like, oh, Doug's still there.
I'm still there. Bro, I think I
Doug,
was one of the last people to leave Elements. I was like, there's probably 20 people that were still like working the festival. And I'm like dipping. And so that's a funny fucking story. I was there. So like doing all-nighters is one of my, like, I really enjoy that shit. And the festival scene
where you
Yes,
can decide when you want to go to bed. You know, you don't have to. It's not like everything's shut down.
and there's usually music playing somewhere, man.
Yeah. Walk around, you'll find the music, you'll find groups of people and be like, okay, so I'm gonna go hang here for a bit. And then you do that. And so doing that all like Saturday night, Sunday night, when it comes up to Monday, and everyone's like starting to pack up and ready to go. And I'm chilling with some friends, and it's like 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. And I'm like asking them, chill with them, yo, so what time are you guys heading home today? And they're like, so we work today. I'm like, you work today? What do you mean? We're volunteering. I was like, when do you start? Well, our shift starts at 10. And I'm like, you work in 3 hours? What? It was like 7:30 at this point. So I was like, you work in like 2.5 hours? He said, yeah. And I was like, but wait, there's like an orientation before that, right? And he said, yeah. What time's orientation? At like 8:30. I'm like, oh, so you work in like 45 minutes.
You work like now.
yeah. And I was just with these people for the past like 3-4 hours partying. And I was like, so what's your plan? Like, how are you gonna do it? And they're like, oh, we're gonna go take like a 30-minute nap and then pop an Adderall and then go knock out the day. I was like, that's a solid plan. That's a solid plan. I was like,
with that kind of logic, man.
yeah. I was like, okay, well, he's got a plan. I respect that. I said, can I join? Like, how can I be a part of it? Is there any extra like room? And they're like, yeah, honestly, like I'm sure there's extra room. Just come with us when it's time to go to orientation, and then we'll see what's up. And then like most likely you can sign up then, and you'll be good. And I was like, oh. And I was going through this like mind trip that was happening in that moment, because like 15 minutes before I was like, all right, I gotta pack up today and go home.
Yeah, fact.
And at this point, I'm like my world's like reality is changing. Wait, I can stay?
I could do this?
Wait, what?
I have to.
It's like that whole like that SpongeBob meme or that yeah, where he's like, wait, what?
The caveman SpongeBob. Yeah.
It was that was playing out in real time.
Dude, that happened to me the other day, man. That's another story. We'll go after this.
Yeah. We'll hit that, but like, bro, I was doing that and then showed up, and then I was like, oh, the dude even told me about like a staff party that was going on at the Elements, where they do a staff party and they drink all the liquor that they confiscate. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. They're like, yeah, it's not free drinks, but it's like $2 a drink.
It's not free drinks, but it's free
like
drinks.
$2 a drink with their free drinks. I was like,
okay. Fair enough.
So the party continues. I was like,
of course, Elements will find a way to profit off of it afterwards too.
It was phenomenal. It was
we really confiscated this alcohol. You can have it for $1.
For $1.
For $1. Can't be free. That'll be illegal or something like that. But no, for $1. We got you.
Yeah, we're not allowed to give it away, Yeah,
we can't just give you this stuff, but like, for $1.
For $1. Only we gotta charge you.
So here's a great concept, right? Right. You ever have like a boys' house? You know what I mean? You like frat house type of vibe.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do a vending machine with like random beers and shit in it. So you go up to the machine, you throw $1 in it, bro, but it's like a Russian roulette. You don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. And like you only bring it out like when you're having parties and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You go up, throw fucking $1 into the vending machine, you pop the button, and it's gonna be a random beer, man. And it could be anything. It could be a Miller, it could be a freaking Bud Light, it could be a fucking IPA, like it could be anything. Like Russian roulette of beers, or you just get like a fucking like a dud.
yeah, you get a dud, you get a water.
Exactly. Yeah, so like
that shit's
like, oh dude. Yo, imagine like it's your first beer of the night, you pull up, you just hit the button, water.
Damn, that's how the night's gonna go.
Exactly. Oh man. But yeah, dude, the other day, so getting home from the Ave, man, you get out 2 a.m. you hang around the Ave until like 2:30, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then you head home. And I was like, this specific night, bro, I went to my boy's crib. We smoked a little bit. Then headed home, basically that, early in the morning. And I hit the crib, passed the fuck out. Now, this is the weirdest thing, because like I feel like anybody who like works like late night shifts or raves or do anything crazy can relate to this. But like, you ever fall asleep when the sun is coming up and you have like a crazy ass dream, and then you wake up when the sun is down, and it's like, am I still in that fucking dream? Like, and you turn into the SpongeBob guy. You're like, holy shit! Like, wait a minute. Like, what, bro? I had a dream. Yeah, I had a dream that like,
you're like, what day is it?
Yeah, like, dude, I'm like,
tomorrow or 2 days?
In my dream, I'm in like this festival, bro. Like, I'm telling, like, it's weird. Like, I'm like in the festival in my dream, and like my boy, like something happened, and he's like, bro, we have to like go chase after this guy who like stole his phone or some shit. So I'm on this like fucking high speed chase and like trying to fucking, like in this dream world. So like, we're running the festival, but everything's going like 100 miles an hour, and we catch this guy, we beat him up, get the phone back, and then we're running away from like everybody because we beat this guy up. And like, while I'm running away from this guy, I'm like hopping in and out of cars and doing all this shit. So now I'm like paranoid. And then I wake up, I don't know like what happened, like a car crash or some shit. And I wake up and I'm like, I gotta go. Like, music's chasing me. Like, I get up out the bed and I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I'm like, all right, this is I'm awake now.
That's funny, man. That shit'll happen too. You wake up right from a dream and you're still in it. You're like,
yo, dude, I'm telling you, it's like it's like a teleportation or something like that. Like, why in the world am I living in a whole separate universe in my mind when I'm asleep? Like,
yeah,
like lucid. You ever hear about like lucid dreaming and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've looked into it. That's some cool stuff. You got to like go into it with that intention.
Bro, I used to only lucid dream when I was a kid. So like, when I hit like high school, I started like researching it. Starting to get one. Because I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, because first of all, you understand that only 30% of people, 40% of people have like an internal monologue, like that little voice in your head that you use to like do critical thinking. Like, only like 30 to 40% of people have that.
Really?
Craziest fact I've ever learned in my life.
That's wild.
But then you learn that fact and you're kind of like, oh, that's why some people are just like, you know what I mean? Like, not all like, because I'm sitting here like, dude, like that voice is like my critical thinker. Like me and that man has like full conversations figuring shit out. And I'm like, I don't know what I would do without that. But then hear this. Most people, yo, Evan. What's up, buddy, man?
What's up?
Question, bro. That background, you guys fucking.
Yeah, man. Get the owl going on. This is one of my first cover arts.
No, what are you saying?
What's cool about that?
What?
He made that background himself, and that's like an album cover.
Well, no, actually, no. My friend made this. My friend made this like a while ago. So you guys, bro, like it's funny as fuck. He's pretty good with his graphics and shit. He's pretty good with it. But like, yeah, fucking sent it to me and it's fucking fire.
Dip down for a sec.
Oh, is that cat in my room, dog? Where'd that be?
Nice. Yo, happy holidays, brother, man.
Yeah, that's the shit.
But back to that. So yeah, what's even funnier about that is like with the internal monologue, most people can't picture either. Like that picture, like imagination that you got going on there, like where you kind of like picture something in your mind. Yeah, not everybody can do that either.
Really?
Yeah. So like, and it's funny too that I feel like you gravitate towards people who can. Like if you're one of those people who have like the internal monologue, and you're one of those people who like is like a visual thinker and stuff like that, you tend to like float towards other people who can also think that in that same critical manner.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the energy. I don't know if it's because we understand each other, what it is, but
there's definitely that goes on. Like I know people like attract each other, like good vibration people attract each other. I've always been on that level. I've never really been on the low vibration. So I'm like, I'm sure it happens. I just haven't like been a part of it.
Experience it. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you
Where
mean.
the complainers are complaining with each other and everything's shit. And
Oh no, I've definitely I
everyone's
grew up in
agreeing.
Chicago, man. So I've definitely experienced some low vibrations before. And let me tell you something. As a person, if you vibrate at a medium to high or even medium frequency and you surrounding yourself with people who vibrate at a very lower frequency, you'll tell. You can tell. It's very easy to be like, I don't think I should be here right now.
Yeah.
Like and it's funny because some people will lower their vibration level. You know what I mean? A lot of people who like people pleasers, people who like to try to fit into stuff like that. You can see that they'll kind of lower their vibration. They'll tame it. They'll calm it down. They don't want to vibrate as rapidly or as high because it's all energy. You know what I'm saying? The higher your vibration, that just means the faster your energy is moving. Basically, it's kind of like heat. Same thing. But yeah, so you'll see people, kind of slow themselves down, slow down their pattern of thinking. Um, you cannot, if you're the smartest person in the room, you should leave that room. That's basic, and that's why. Because you're not going to be speeding other people's vibrations up. You're not going to be helping people think better. And by contrast, you're not going to feel smarter or anything like that. No, ultimately, you will feel dumber because everyone else is going to make you feel like your critical thinking doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird thing, but it's the reality of it, man.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because you think like being in a room full of people who are, I guess, aren't as smart as you or don't think as critically as you, you think you would feel smarter. You think you would feel better than these people, but you don't.
No. Eventually it wears on you too, man.
Yeah,
It will so wear on you. You're like, yeah, all these people complaining. It's either like you resist it. You can only resist it for so long.
only so long, and then you start complaining.
Yeah,
and that's that vibration level slowly coming down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pulling you back into where they're resonating at. You don't want to resonate there, man. You don't want to.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying, and that all plays in the part, man. When you go to sleep, you're shutting off those, those antennas to receive, and you're only processing the things that you got going on. That vibration, those things matter. Where you're vibrating at, that's gonna resonate and talk to your subconscious, and you don't want any low vibrations talking to your subconscious because your subconscious learns from your active thinking and critical thinking. So
yeah, who you surround yourself with is huge.
Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I think that's Dan Hedda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny
great
mentioning like on the topic of vibrations. Like one of the fun things that I like to do, and I really get to do it at festivals and raves and different like places where I'm out and about, and there's a lot of things going on. I like to say, and I always use the expression like, "Oh, this is it. Like this is it right here." And like other places you can be like, "Oh, this is not it." Oh, this is not it.
I remember. I don't remember where we were. I think we were walking around Element somewhere, and like we stopped somewhere. We just looked at each other. We were like, "This is not it.
This is not it.
This is not it." And we we just had to walk somewhere else, bro. Wherever we were, like the energy of whatever was going. I don't know. I keenly remember that. It was like, bro, it must have been like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Like after the festival was over, where we were like wandering around, like hitting afters and shit like that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I just remember we stopped somewhere. We were just like, yeah, no, this is not it.
Not it. Yeah, yeah. Like, and that's a fun game that I've enjoyed playing because like you get to play that. You get to look around and be like, where do I want to go? What looks most attractive here? You do like a 360. Like those people look like they're having fun. That's what am I feeling? Do I need to use the bathroom? Am I feeling a drink? Am I feeling some water? Am I feeling some weed? What am I feeling?
Sometimes I just feel like every once in a while, you ever just go to the rail just by yourself, just eyes closed, just hearing it.
Yeah.
Hearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just
Yeah.
need a moment with yourself real quick. Just
Yo.
hear it. Let me hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're there for a bit of time and people are like, yo, are you okay? You're like,
yeah, like, no,
I'm
I'm
great.
great.
I'm great.
Vibing, man.
Yeah, pashmina over your
Yeah, I
head.
was just gonna say in my little safe house. Talk to me about the safe house, man. What is it about that pashmina that makes you just feel so safe?
Bro, it's like little blinders that we got
Yeah.
on. Like
Like it's something
I
about
looking
it.
at you. None of this
Just
matters.
me and the DJ, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
me and the DJ.
like I don't know what it is, man. And like sometimes, bro, I'll put it over my whole head, like just whole thing. And you can kind of and you can like in like the thin pashminas, you can kind of see out of them with the lights and everything coming out, so you vaguely know what's going on. But it's like just shutting the lights off. It's just like, bro, I'm like,
Yeah, because there's different ways you can wear it. You can wear it so that it's covered you. Wear it so it's fully like draped over your head too. Like I'm really looking to be solo right now.
yeah, really just like don't talk to me. Like I am fucked up. I am gonna be standing here right now.
Yeah, man. So how did
Oh,
you start in the raving industry? Or how'd you
that's
find your way there?
that's a huge question,
Yeah,
man.
where'd you what was
I've
your
been
it? What got you in there?
I've been raving for about 10 years, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, cool.
So I started sneaking into
Indian.
raves. Yeah, I was like sneaking into events when I was about like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And I had no clue what they were. So I had a friend. He's from Africa. And he came over and he started petitioning for this electronic music. And like nobody knew what the fuck he was talking about. But like me personally, like at that time, this was when like OG Skrillex, you know what I mean, was like still being played in my ears. I'm listening to like Marshmello, .com, different things.
Right.
So, and I'm like, okay, I kind of know what you're talking about here. And within maybe about a year, stuff started like this is when like stuff started like popping off in like the EDM community, like Martin Garrix, Animals, like you had all these different songs coming out that were just popping and people were listening to, but they had no clue what it was. Like they're still just kind of like like this is that like electronic music, but that like that they didn't really know anything about it. And as soon as I turned 16, I started selling tickets to this event. It's called Hyperglow, and it was mainly for like college kids, and they had like their 21 plus session, but they couldn't sell it as a rave, so they would sell it as like these glow parties to like venues. Mind you, after, like we would get kicked out of venues like it was nothing. Like we would like host a party at a venue, and the venue was like, "Yeah, you're never coming back here like ever again." We're blasting music, we're going over time. It's hot, it's sweaty. There's obviously drugs prevalent. Like kids are drunk. Like and like it was just chaos, man. And like I'm talking like days where like before that it was called Soundgarden.
Yup.
And there was these like couches that like lined the sides of the walls, and like God knows what happened on these couches. Like this was when Webster Hall had 3 floors, bro. There was a basement at Webster Hall where they like played like bass music and stuff like that, and you could go all the way to the top and like nobody was there, and they would have like white couches and shit like that. And yeah, you could just imagine. And like the bathrooms at the Webster's upstairs were just like genderless, like they were just bathrooms. Like it was a time when like bro the Pacha, but like oh we did a show at the Pacha. I think it was like maybe 2017 where we did W&W, and that was when I realized that this was like not just underground music because that place was 3 floors, and they wouldn't even let people go to the bottom floor after like the second or third hour it was open. It was so packed. I'm pretty sure like that was like one of the last shows that the Pasha had because it was overselling tickets. But when they ended up shutting down. But man, dude, and I think from 20, I think this was back in like 2015, as I said. So like I think from like 2015 to like 2019 or 2018, I was just promoting, selling tickets.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm over here explaining to people like, yeah, so they play this music. It's hot, it's sweaty, but it's fun. Like, you know, you can get fucked up before you get in. No one's gonna bother you. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to sell a rave to people. Like, and they have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about. And they're like, yeah, they're gonna play like Lil Wayne there, and I'm like, probably not. Like, are they gonna play some Drake? I'm like, probably not. And like, I gotta pull up my phone and like play some like Marshmallow for them, or like some like 4B like Jersey Club, because at the time Jersey Club was huge. It was, but it was I mean, of course we were in Jersey, but it was like a different type of Jersey Club. You know, the Jersey Club that we got going on back there was a lot more, you know, booty bounce, you know, slowed down. Jersey Club right now is very fast, very minimal movements, but back then we were dancing. You know, people were getting in fucking dance circles. Like, you would go to parties and like there was a time for the girls to twerk, but then there was a section of the point where the niggas getting out and they dancing. Like, yeah, no, that was like a key point, you know, that I feel like we miss. You know, going through the rave scene, you know, guys used to dance. Like, guys don't dance like they used to dance no more.
It depends. It depends on the type of music. I know that's for sure.
That's true, but I mean, like, dude, nah, like b-boying and like dance crews, that shit was hot. I remember when Step Up and shit came out, you know what I mean? Everybody was dancing. Like,
Holy shit. And were you a part of that scene when people were dancing like that?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I went to yeah, the little head movements and all that.
Yeah, all that shit.
I went to World of Dance. I was living in Chicago back then. No, that was, I feel like, a little I was a little younger back then when I was dancing. But yeah, I was part of crews and all that fun stuff. And again, that's, you know, stuff that introduced me to like the electronic world, because, you know, they were dancing to like glitch hop and, you know, like trap and stuff like that. And, you know, that I feel like trap is probably one of the earliest, you know, genres that came to the US, where we were like, oh, this shit's hard. You know, listening to like freaking Carnage back, you know, Chipotle Gang and stuff like that. Like, he was everywhere. Like, you know, now he's Gordo and he plays house music, but it was fun while it lasted.
Oh wait, is Gordo, was he Carnage back in the day?
Yeah, that was bro. Chipotle Gang. I have a picture. I have to find it. I'll send it to you. Of my boy fucking trying to feed Carnage a fucking Chipotle burrito. And like, dude, it was, dude, like, yeah. We did a couple shows with Carnage. We did a Carnage at well, I actually wasn't a part of the event, but they did Carnage at Seaside. I think it was another Pacha, and I think it was another Pacha venue, but over down by Seaside, they did a Carnage show, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's sweet, man. You got a history. I didn't know you promoted concerts like that, or shows.
Oh yeah,
like
guerrilla marketing, dude. I used to get snuck into dorms. I would have like people that would like come out and, you know, get me in the dorms. We just flyer all the dorms, all the cars, and try not to get
going through colleges.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
No, I see we got less than a minute here, huh?
Yeah, I saw that. I forget, you know, when I used to record this stuff, it never gave me a time limit. So if that being the case, I'll just like send you another invite and we'll restart it back up.
Yeah, definitely get a part two
going here. Full like circle, because ain't nobody ever want to be rushed. It gives me this little upgrade now, man. Up button. I was like, I'll decide that later.
I'll decide that later.
I don't like to be rushed to figure out. I'm in a selling situation right here. It's funny, like that's what my dad would tell me. He's like, just remember, like, there are times when you're in a selling situation. Just now we're live.
Don't tell me what to do. I don't know what this live stuff means. I don't.
Bro, I'm about to switch to Google Hangouts now.
Yo, listen. Google be hanging out, all right?
This shit, they want me to spend $15 a month.
I told you, I used to get the bitches on Google Hangouts.
Yeah, that's funny as fuck. All because you didn't want to have them green text messages.
Yo, bro, you ever have a girl tell you that she don't want to talk to you because you got green text messages? Yeah, no, I decided to switch to iPhone when I was like a freshman or sophomore. I was tired of it, bro.
Bro, did you actually hear that?
I'm so serious.
Bro. Bro.
Like, there was this one time I like texted this bitch, like she was so into me. I met her, we were like nagging mad hard, everything. I went to go text her, and then she just never texted me back. When I saw her in person, I was like, yo, what happened? And she was like, you broke as hell with your Android and shit. I was like,
you broke as hell. That's so funny shit. You so
This is
bro.
back when I was living in Chicago, but like, nah, it was not. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, not beat, not beat. Wait, go pick me up my phone real quick.
Man caved after that. He said, all right,
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
got
put a
two
plan.
phones after that.
I gotta start plotting. I gotta start planning.
I was like, but you can't say nothing now. I got an iPhone and an Android. What's up? Pass the both worlds.
So what you gotta say now?
Yeah, that shit was fun.
That's funny shit, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess
So that was me, bro.
okay, right. Yeah, I think I'll be switching. I gotta do check out what Google Hangouts has to offer. But you said that's a thing.
But
If I could record and there's no time limit, that may be the move.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't even show the time limit on here when you start recording, but I guess it goes subtle or something.
Gives you the 10-minute countdown, and you're like,
Yeah, like randomly, it's
you
like, all right,
fuckers.
yeah, like we got someone else who wants to be on this, so
Yeah. Get your broke ass off of this.
back to the line. Yeah, get your broke ass. Oh, they still coming after me. They still, that's the bitches, man. They still coming, man.
You're like, I'm just trying to restart my podcast here.
Nobody's safe. Ain't nobody safe.
So you trying to restart your podcast? You better give us a credit card. Put some money down. Oh my god, that's funny shit, man. Yeah, fucking right, bro. I didn't know you used to promote shows like that. So you went from promoting shows.
Yes.
Yeah. When you start producing? When you start DJing? Like, where was that transition?
1 second. I had to send a very risky text, anyways.
That.
So, you said, when did I start producing?
Yeah. When was the
2021.
2021? Really?
So yeah. No, I was.
Okay.
I actually So like, I had a little falling out with some of my friends that were at the company that I was working for. Actually, that's not true. I didn't have a falling out with them. My friend had a falling out with them. And I had and I was aligned with him financially. Like, we had businesses together and things of that nature. So when him and the other party started getting involved, like, it is going back and forth or whatever the situation was, it was time to kind of, I guess, choose sides. And I chose the business side, obviously. And they kind of, they still throw parties and stuff like that in different areas, and they still do stuff, but, fun stuff, college stuff. But I just not associated with them as much anymore. But then I had to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. Around 2019, I opened up a pizzeria with my boy. That was fun. And then after a couple years of that, we ended up opening a paper business. So that was fun too. But after all those businesses and stuff, and you get your own office and hiring people and it's all that good stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is really boring.
You started up a pizza business?
Yeah, pizzeria. It was in
like an actual like brick and mortar shop.
Pizzeria. We had we were closed on Mondays. That was the only day we were closed, basically. And yeah, no, it was fun. His dad owned a pizzeria in our town before, so it was like family business. He wanted to do it, and me and my friend, they were interested in stuff like that, so I helped the startup. And then actually we got into an argument like while like this everything was starting up, because business.
Yeah, bound to happen.
And yeah, so like I actually, but then I think like a week or two later, we like settled all of our shit, and I just went and I worked there for a while, until we like actually had full workers, and that was like maybe like a good 6 to 8 months.
Yeah,
we learned so much. It was really for the experience, and after that, we got workers and we moved on. We kind of went back to partying for a little bit, had some fun, spent some money, and then was like, all right, well, what's next? And then we opened up the pizza business. I mean, not the pizza, the paper business, because after that, it's like, again, now you need more income, you need more money.
Yeah, your paper business is a funny one. I remember you telling me that a while ago.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of fun.
Are you still doing that?
No. Actually, I actually stepped away from the business. We got into another argument.
Josh,
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I love you, bro, but we're not gonna keep doing this. And then, yeah, a lot of stuff happened with that situation, and I was actually thinking about probably starting up something, probably same in the paper business, but just on my own, because it was easy. The startup was great, but just the way that I handle business, the way that he handles business is just different.
Yeah.
There's certain processes when it comes to businesses that I feel like have to be, put before others, and some priorities and things like, company culture and all that stuff is great, but it doesn't really matter if you're not, making any money.
Yeah. Yeah, you do need the money part.
You do, yeah, you do need some money. So,
you need that part.
And margins and paper, great.
Yeah.
Great.
That's fun.
Great. Great. We love paper. Let me tell you, if you can figure out a way to sell paper and ink,
yeah,
you're fucking cooking with guys. Seriously.
So then you started producing in 2021. Were you a DJ first or were you a producer first?
DJ first.
You were a DJ first.
Yeah, I had this I don't know how to really describe it. But I had this idea. I'm saying it was a little wild idea that I could be able to just make it as a DJ. I didn't think I needed to produce or anything like that. I was like, yeah, I feel like that if I fucking became the best fucking DJ that, you know what I mean, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
That was not reality in my
opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it is a possibility, but it's just not realistic, at least for me. I think I'm a good DJ. I think DJing is great. It's probably one of my favorite things to do to pass time. But you need the full package when it comes to being a small, or independent artist, I should say.
Yeah.
You got to do a lot more than just, one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that as a I'm gonna have to eventually branch over to producing.
Yeah.
I know that.
It's just one of those things. Yeah, I was DJing for so long. I didn't really start producing until May 2022. Close to the end. I've only really been producing for maybe a year or so. Versus DJing I've been doing for 3 or 4 almost at this point.
Yeah.
We're about to be in 2024.
Nice.
So close. Yo, time moves crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
They said that after fucking high school that, time would move fast, but I didn't really believe any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard an interesting reason for that. And that's when we're young, we don't really have a concept of time because time hasn't really passed. That's when you're 5 years old. A week or two later seems like forever.
Yeah, well, facts.
Because you haven't experienced many weeks before. You've experienced from what you can remember, probably 2 or 3 years so far.
So basically, we just get used to time, and that's why.
Yeah. If you become 18, 20, or 25.
Well, I mean, if that's the concept, man, when I'm old, I better be a fucking master of time, okay?
Yeah. Fly and be maybe next year or tomorrow.
Honestly, sometimes it feels like that already, man.
Yeah.
I feel like the raving definitely doesn't help either.
Bro, there's definitely a balance with that too. Yeah.
I know, bro. I know damn well, you can get through a weekend in a blink of an eye. Yo, yeah, dude, freaking level ups tomorrow. You go to sleep and it's Monday.
You're God, that was a great show.
It was great. No, it was phenomenal.
It was great.
I wish I was there.
Yeah. Try to run it back, kids. Yeah, I gotta wait 5 more days.
I think that's one of the main reasons I felt so called to be a DJ after, as I said, after all the businesses and stuff like that. I'm dude, this is boring. I want to be partying, and I'm supposed to be living right now, and I'm sitting over here worried about making money and stressed out about paper.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's great and all. Like, I love, the accumulation of money and all that fun stuff. But like, dude, I'd rather be
Yeah. I got
doing something I love.
I got a funny story for you.
What?
The way I started DJing was back in, I think it was June of 2021. I started DJing. Yeah. And I went to Firefly Music Festival and I found the after party spot in the campground. And I was like, oh, this is it. And then I showed up there one night. It's like, oh yeah, I'll be back here next 2 nights for sure.
Fine.
And then the second day I was like, wait, I should bring something to this campground, or like I should add something. And I was like, what can I add? And I was like, oh, let me make a DJ deck. I was like, what arts and crafts can we do? We had this 12-pack of Angry Orchard. I was like, there were some girls that we were hanging out with. I was like, yo, you want to help with some arts and crafts? And they were like, yeah.
Like, yo, let me tell you something, bro. Women love arts and crafts.
Oh, there was no convincing needed there.
No. You said arts, and their ears already just
and crafts. Like, oh, I'm in. You had me at arts.
Yeah, literally.
You had me at arts. And so take this Angry Orchard 12-pack, fold it inside out so the cardboard side's up, cut it, like make a rectangle, make a DJ deck, cut like the sides so it can lay flat. Use some like little duct tape on the edges to keep it together. Then we cut like 2 more circles for little jog wheels. And then I drew like a MIDI pad on the center part with some buttons. And then I drew 4 circles for knobs. And so this shit was a fucking riot. Like cracking the fuck up, laughing about it. Like, I can't believe we're doing this right now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like, yeah, clearly like pushing the boundaries. Like,
pushing it.
That's festival life. You're like, yo, let's be ridiculous.
Yeah,
let's do this. So I bring it to the party, the after party at nighttime, and I'm like, yo, can I set up my DJ deck? And he's like, yeah, go for it. And so I like clear this whole table that had drinks on it and like different shit, move everything out of the way. I'm like, do you have a towel by chance? I need to wipe this off. He's like, yeah, wipe it off. Put the DJ deck on top of it. There's a speaker next to me. And I'm like, all right, let's get this going. And we start fucking like twisting knobs and spinning shit. And we're like, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And we're like, bro, we did that all night, the first night, which was like technically the second night. Then we did it all night, the second night. I borrowed a fucking microphone from our neighbors to like plug into the cardboard. So we got a microphone line that's like for real, but it's not plugged into anything. And I'm losing my voice like, get up. Bro, I had the best time ever doing that for like 2-3 days. Just straight imagination. And there's something to be said about using your imagination for what you want and like imagining how things can go.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I'm doing that and I'm pretending I'm Diplo playing to 70,000 people, 60,000 people. Like, chest is all pumped out. You're like,
give it to me, man.
I'm playing to like, I'm playing to like 12 people here, but I'm on the biggest stage in the world right now.
100,000 really though.
Yes. So like, that was my start. Like I left the festival. I still have that DJ deck, that cardboard. And I left the festival and I was like, bro, that shit was so much fun. There is no way that I can just let it end there. There's no chance.
No, so like, Fresh was born.
yeah, that's when DJ Fresh was born. That's right. So bro, it was so much fucking fun. And then eventually took some time because I was like, and going through like the buying all the equipment as well as buying the software because I started with Serato. And like it was like $600 to start at first. And I was like, all right. Slowly like get that. I was like, all right, bet that I'm playing in my room.
It's definitely an investment. But it comes back, definitely. I mean, like DJing is one of those things you can go DJ at a wedding.
Yeah.
16 bar mitzvah, make some cash. You know what I mean? It's a skill. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
It's not. It is not something that like will disappoint. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't become like some big name DJ, you can go to a fucking bar, you can go to a club and be like, hey, I'll spin. You know what I mean? I'll spin for cheap. You know what I mean? You make some extra cash on the side.
Yeah, bro.
It's possible.
I'm playing tonight. Like I'm playing Thanksgiving Eve at my local pub that I started at.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep. And like it was funny when I first started, it was I think like December. So I just bought the gear in November. I became a DJ in that September. So like bought the gear in November. December, I'm in the bar talking to the owner, or he's one of the bartenders there too. And I'm like, hey, y'all need a DJ in here? And he's like, yeah, I was actually thinking about getting a DJ in here. I'm like, perfect. I've been DJing for a bit. I've been DJing for a minute. Here, I'll get you in touch with my manager. And like you and him can work out the details.
Gives him my own number.
And then it worked. And yeah, that was the start. I was like, that was quick. And then had no speakers. I was linked up with a buddy who had the speakers, and he did sound for me the first 2 times that I played. And then he was going to be busy the next month. So I was like, all right, well, now I got to buy the speakers.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. So I spent like another $1,000 on like 2 tops and a sub. I was like, all right, we're going to do this. It's like, fuck.
Yep,
okay.
Now we're in it. Now we're in it. Yeah, no, I remember the first piece of equipment I bought was a couple $100, just like a little DDJ 200, got off Marketplace real quick. Just wanted to see what would happen. Actually, I'm completely lying to you. I'm sorry. The first DJ equipment I ever bought was like back in like 2016 or something like that. I bought this little fucking remote control controller, and I had no clue what I was doing. I think I tried DJing for maybe about like a good like week or so, and then I threw the controller out the window. I was fed up. I was not having it. That was not it. So yeah, that lasted for a week. But no, like fast forward, obviously, like 3-4 years later, buy this, controller. And I was like, dude, it's not enough. I was like, oh, buy some speakers. And I bought like just like a sub box or something so I could hear what I was doing. And again, it wasn't enough. So then I fuck around and I went and bought like a $1,200 controller. And and I was like, yeah, that's enough.
That's enough.
And I practiced on that thing religiously until it broke. And then I'm actually saving up to buy another. I'm probably gonna buy some CDJs next.
Yeah.
It's like getting that point where it's like I might as well make that. So, like I really don't need speakers. Everywhere I go usually has the speakers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like the equipment, like the actual hardware for mixing and stuff like that. I feel like CDJs is like a gateway to everything. You know what I mean? If you have CDJs, like
those things are fun to play on, man. Like
I haven't played on them enough. That's my issue. I need to play on them more.
Yeah. Well, anytime you play on Rekordbox software, it's very similar.
Yeah, but like I like similar. You know what I mean? Like Serato is similar to Rekordbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're similar, but then there's on the hardware. You know what I mean? Like hands on, like getting a feel for it.
There's a whole menu section that you can navigate.
Exactly. Like I'm doing that because I want to be able to do that. Like it's second nature. You know what I mean? You look at all these other DJs. They get on CDJs and they're working and they're moving. I can't be sitting there like, all right, that does that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be learning. I want to be flowing. I want to get up and be able to be expressing automatically.
Yeah, it takes its time getting to that. It was cool. Back in April, I had the option to play at Wreckin' Royal. It's like a nightclub in Philly. And they had CDJs, and I was like, oh, fucking right. I had the option to play off my laptop, but I said, no, I'm going to play off a USB. So I was like, I think that's the coolest fucking thing. You show up with a USB.
You plug it in, you're just cranking.
That's it. A lot of times the headphones are already there too. So you're literally getting paid. You're showing up with a USB of music that you've like prepped and you know what the fuck you're doing. And when you're done, click. And you're out and you're like back in the audience. Like I can go to work with just this. like dress however
That's
the
my
fuck
point.
I want.
That's exactly my point. That's
Yeah,
exactly my point.
yeah, right. I thought that was so cool, and
I mean, imagine at a festival, bro.
yeah,
Imagine going up there at a festival, plugging that joint in, playing in front of a giant crowd, and then being like, "All right, guys, see you in the crowd." Like,
yeah.
that's it right there. That's it. That's all we want. Like, that's all we want. Like,
Yeah,
realistically, like, if I could be, I really wouldn't really care about getting paid as much as I do about just playing. You know what I mean? I'll go work a normal job, go back to working sales and stuff like that. If I just fucking, as long as I can fucking play. You know what I mean? I want to play. I love playing the music, man. The music is where the heart is, dude.
yeah,
That's why I fuck with so many different genres, like house, drum and bass,
yeah,
dubstep,
yeah,
techno.
bro. And you've been putting out a good amount of music too.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, for real. Like every time, like there's a handful of different things on your Instagram of like, hey, new mix, hey, new remix, new edit
I
here.
wake up every day and I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do today? It's either gonna be producing, it's either gonna be DJing, it's either gonna be working back, listening to some shit, mastering something out, editing something out,
Mm-hmm.
working on branding, working on like
Yeah,
it's not just on the weekends. You know what I mean? It's every
yeah,
single day. It does
yeah,
not stop. I
yeah.
mean,
That's
that's how
right.
everything is, right? You work on a business, you know what I mean? You have a startup, right? What do? You work on it every day. You're not making money in the startup. You're losing a shit ton of money every day during the startup. But like
Yeah,
that's how I look at this. Like I'm like, yo, listen, I'm losing money every single day. I'm using money every single day. And
yeah,
this is the startup because one day, but like recently I started making my money back. Not a lot, but I make like 20, no, I make like 30, $40 a month.
yeah,
From Spotify, just from
yeah.
streams.
Hey,
Off of like, yeah, like it's not a lot of money, but like, dude, that's the start. I'm like, all right, well, that money that I've been putting in, like you start seeing a little bit of it return, and you're
mm-hmm.
like, wait a minute. Bro, I remember when I made $4. My first not even my first month. Cause like the first month of Spotify I made like 4 cents. Like seriously. No, I think it was 2 cents. And I
Yeah,
was like, yeah, me and my like 20 plays. Like, you know what I mean? And dude, that was I think back again 2022 because I started making music in 2021, but I didn't really start posting and doing things until 2022, 2023 ish is when I really started, being able to put music on. Um, I'm looking at the streams here for a second. Give me a sec. So that was I made about maybe like 400 streams in that whole year. You know what I mean? Between 2022 and 2023.
yeah,
And like in this last like 12 months, I think I did about 30,000 streams.
yeah,
And that's like advertisements. Um, like you go on Instagram, you hit boost profile, you
mm-hmm.
spend $20. You say target 10,000 people. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? 10 people may like the song that you fucking put out. Out of that 1,000 people, 10 people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But fuck
yeah,
it, that's 10 people. And if one of them goes on your Spotify and follows, you know what I mean? And that's just been rinse and repeating. And
yeah,
as I put out more music, more people are more likely, finding more people, more audiences and stuff like that to attract. And it's slow. It's like a slow burn, you know what I mean? But it's like
yeah.
if I keep doing this, like what they say, on average, it takes like 10 years for someone to blow up overnight.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
it's like, dude, imagine I do this. So that's 2021. If I do this to fucking 2031,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That's another
Yeah.
6, 7 years of doing this same routine,
Yeah.
working on my craft, putting money into it. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hefty, but
That lifestyle is worth it.
yeah, because I mean, in
Yeah.
10 years, if I end up getting to play the gigs that I want to play, you know what I mean, doing the things that I want to do, and I'm able to bring all my people with me too, because like what is it like? If you get up there, you have you know what I mean saying you have the easy to be able to put other people on, and as you put other people on, you just make yourself bigger anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bro. That's definitely it. And it's definitely one of the most fun gigs I've ever found. Like hands down. Like everything else, I do a lot of jobs that I like doing. Like I'm a server. I like being a server. I like the fast-paced shit. I've gotten out of construction back into.
I know you do the realtor stuff.
Yeah, and then I do realtor stuff too,
Yeah.
as a realtor with Keller Williams.
Yeah,
I'm
that's fun. I was gonna say I don't know that's sales and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's like improving conversational skills, like letting people talk.
Same with the server though.
Yeah,
you gotta be patient, man. You gotta.
Yeah. Server's a bit different. The realtor aspect definitely dials up the sales because you gotta let people talk themselves into a hole and don't interrupt them. Don't interrupt them. So like as they're talking, they're knowing like, yeah, I'm kind of fucked. As I'm talking, I'm kind of fucked. You just let them finish. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you're looking for some guidance on the process, right? Yes. Handful, like, so it's cool that that's dialed up the sales aspect, which I really enjoyed. But then I also DJ at like this one local bar by me, and then I got in with an entertainment company, and I'm doing Xfinity Live and doing like
that's awesome.
It's fire. And so it's that, and then I'm soon gonna be branching into doing more private events too with this company. And they got.
I'm telling you, man, I think for you, if I were in your shoes, if I could offer you any kind of advice, I would definitely fucking download Ableton. I use Fruit FL Studio, to be honest. Don't do what I did because everybody uses Ableton.
Yeah.
I love FL. I refuse to change. I love it. It's like my hand. It's like my left hand. You know what I mean? Like, I know the platform. It's easy to navigate for me. Like, I just prefer it. But realistically, download Ableton and just start talking to people on Instagram, bro. Hit people up. Yo, let's collab. Yo, let's collab. Yo, let's collab. You'll learn so much so quickly, and you'll be able to start putting out music fairly quickly, and you're going to be able to reach audiences that's far beyond your own. And you use the skill sets that you have of sales and things of that nature to be able to get your foot in the door, which you already know how to do. And you know what I mean? And sell yourself, sell the collab. And that's it. Now you're just, you know what I mean? Now you're doing, it's like you're practicing your sales. You know what I'm saying? About doing the thing that you love, while also furthering your DJ career. Because as you're out and you're doing all this Xfinity Live stuff, you're doing all this bar stuff, bro. You know how easy it is for people to be like, "Yo, what is your name? What's your DJ name?" They go look you up, and then boom.
Yeah.
And that 10-minute countdown is crazy.
We'll be on Google Hangouts next time we do this.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's good too. No, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, there's definitely the way to promote yourself and get yourself further doing the same things. Just like just having having that bigger stack of like, hey, check out my stuff. And when you say, check out my stuff, your stuff is now this big versus like that big.
And people like, in my opinion, I'm sorry. In my opinion, mixes are a little bit harder for audiences to be able to reach out to. Like it's people are way more inclined to listen to something that's a minute, 2 minutes, long. And when I mean a minute, 2 minutes long, I actually mean that. I actually only recently have I started releasing more longer projects because I realized the shorter the project, the more the reach is, especially on things like SoundCloud and stuff like that, because people's attention span isn't really what it used to be, especially with all like the TikTok and all that kind of stuff going on. People ain't really trying to sit there and listen to any kind of long introduction or long intro or long outro. They want short and sweet on the intro, and they want whatever drop you got going on because they want to figure out what you got.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the radio edit is a thing.
I've been starting to go back on all my songs that I used to make and kind of like do that kind of stuff, like basically radio editing. Make it presentable for people to be able to listen to, but then at the same time make it short and sweet. Because again, nobody really wants a fucking 5-minute intro.
Yeah.
Unless they're like obsessed with your music, Like personally, like I'll sit there and I'll listen to like a Subtronics intro or like a Ganja White Night intro if it's stupid long because I know the production's gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like I love their music, so it's like fuck it. I'll listen to what they got going on and I'll feel and understand the vibe. But like if it's a new artist that like I have never heard of before, and I'm listening to the music the first time and they have a long intro, I promise you I'm skipping it. If I'm, I mean, or I'll skip into the drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll try to find where the drop is because I want to see what I'm waiting for. I don't want to sit there
Yeah.
and then I get to the drop and it's weak and it sucks. And then I'm like, wow, I just wasted 2 minutes of my life listening to a buildup. Like,
Yeah. 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 Hear you there. Yeah, no, it's
so,
it's definitely it. Like it's definitely I'll be getting into it. I don't have an exact time of when. Sooner the better for sure. And getting into it is the move. But
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, you can always download the trial versions of things too, dude. Honestly, dude, I know artists who make stuff on GarageBand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, bro, I'm pretty sure GarageBand comes with your phone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I'll get into it at some point. I'm like pushing the real estate game right now, pushing like, and so you don't want to be too thin and like have have the priorities straight. And I'm doing well with the DJing. Like I just had a meeting with my DJing company about doing more private events, and he was like, "Yeah,
So
man,
what do you mean by private events? What kind of private events you think?
like sweet 16s, bar mitzvahs, weddings, like all
Yeah,
that."
technically those were like all the like stuff where I started.
Yeah, I remember you
Like
telling me that
the actual
another
like
time. Yeah,
DJing process of it. But but to me I feel like that wasn't like a like actual, I don't want to say like actual DJing, but it wasn't me like actually like applying myself to like the
yeah,
situation. You know what I mean? I feel
yeah,
like you're more catering to the
yeah,
private event because
yeah.
whatever they
Oh
want to
yeah,
play and
yeah.
stuff
More
like
popular
that.
music and everything like that for sure.
Depending on the event, man, it might not even be popular music.
Yeah, dude,
You know
Frank
what I mean?
Sinatra.
Yeah, I've been at some events where I played Taylor Swift for fucking 2 hours, 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You can. I'm nothing against Taylor Swift, but you know what I mean. It's just me personally. That's not like my preference to listen to for that long.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could take a little bit of it and stuff like that, but for 3 hours, after an hour or two, I was starting like
Oof.
trying to sneak in other music in there, and they were like, "Nah, like what are you doing?" They're still like two
Playlist.
more albums.
Stick to her albums.
Yeah, I was like, my bad. That's
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm gonna go put this on autoplay, and I'm gonna go grab me another drink real quick.
Yeah, and that's the funny part about DJing. Like anytime I DJ, anytime I play, it's a job. You're an entertainer. Like, and entertainers are allowed to drink. They're like encouraged to drink, kind of. You have a food tab, you have a beer, an alcohol tab.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, yo, why y'all giving me an alcohol tab if y'all don't want me to drink?
it's hilarious. And I love it, bro. Like anywhere I play, I get a food and a drink like tab. I'm like, this is phenomenal. What other job do you get to work at and drink on the job? Like openly. You're not hiding your drinks. You're like,
Yeah,
cheers, everyone.
even bartenders, like unless you're at a gig where like they allow you to drink, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure most bartenders aren't allowed to drink.
Yeah, no.
Bartender.
No, you'll get fired in a lot of places for drinking on your shift.
Yeah. No, I mean I know some places who are cool with like if a customer buys you a drink or something like that, they'll allow and stuff like that. But I feel like that's mostly in like Miami and stuff like that. And you're usually a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
And it's a part of your gig, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
definitely Miami, like party cities, probably like LA and stuff like that. They definitely give their bartenders a little bit of freedom when it comes to stuff like that.
It was funny. I did some math maybe like 6 months ago or something because I was comparing my serving job with DJing, and like if like comparing the cost, comparing how much I'm making, and I said to myself, I gotta account for how much more enjoyable DJing is than serving. Even though I love serving, DJing is hands down way more enjoyable. I was like, what does that factor into a dollar amount of how much I enjoy this? And I was like, this is easily an extra $50 a shift. Like DJing, just because I'm enjoying this, just because I'm playing music. I'm not doing too much. I press play, I mix the song in, and then I wait 2-3 minutes to the next song.
Do it again.
Do it again. I wait 4 minutes.
And
3 minutes.
sometimes,
Do it again.
and sometimes I press play at the same time and play the songs at the same time. Yo, listen, it's crazy. You have to be there when I do it.
Bro, when I first started DJing, I would like skip to a part where it was like a good part, and then the first song would end, and then I'd press play on like a Pitbull song, and people would be like, "Oh my god, I fucking love this song." And I'd be behind the decks like, "Oh god, I'm a good DJ." Like, God, I'm fucking good at this.
I'm killing this shit.
God, I'm great at this.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you, man. It is nothing. I'm not gonna lie. A good drop switch, you know what I mean? A good moment of just sometimes you just press play at the right time. You do the right thing, the right transition, and everyone just goes crazy. And you're just like, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. And like I think it is the best, the most amazing when it is that. It's just like that. When it takes no effort at all. Like you know that drop is motherfuckers this crowd up. And you know all you have to do is just whoop, and it's, everyone goes,
bro. Well, like I'll put it like Level Up's remix, drum and bass remix of Dreams and Nightmares that she ended with. This girl knows what she's doing. She knows the crowd. She's playing that. Fucking know what she's doing.
She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not get cut off this time.
Brother, thank you so much. This has been fucking awesome. And it is a joy. I'll hell yeah. Let's do it again soon. And thank you for mentioning this, because
thank you, man.
Your question led to this happening, and I'm fucking glad we got it happening.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
Brother, it's always a pleasure, and I'm sure I'll cross paths with you soon.
Sooner than you think, probably. When's Friday coming?
Fucking love it, brother. Man, you take it easy. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
You too, boss. Peace.
All right, see you.